Shalom, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS who rule well, and Shalom and a big salutation to the elect out there, starting with the 144,000. So this lesson is gonna touch on microplastics, right? Microplastics, which is yet another plague in this kingdom, right? In this world, brought to you by right? Esau, you Edomites. So this is from sciencealert.com. Microplastics found in blood clots in heart, brain, and legs. May 23rd, 2024. As you see here, fibrin, white strands around red blood cells in a blood clot, also known as thrombus, imaged at 3000x magnification. It says earlier this year we got news from a landmark study that microplastics, tiny shards of plastic shed from larger chunks. Now these things are so small. The thing is, right, this is actually called nanoparticles, right? Right, they call them microplastics, but they're really nanoparticles. They're so small, they just seep in everywhere. We literally breathe this substance in, right? It says had been found inside more than 50% of fatty deposits from clogged arteries. It was the first data of its kind to draw a link between microplastics and their impact on human health. It says now a new study from researchers in China reports finding microplastics in blood clots surgically removed from arteries in the heart and brain and deep veins in the lower legs. It's only a small study of 30 patients, not nearly as many as the 257 patients followed for 34 months in the arterial plaque study published in March, but similar to how the Italian-led team found the presence of microplastics in plaques raised people's subsequent risk of heart attack or stroke. All right, now I'm going to get this other article. This is madness, man. Like, this is CTV News. Tiny plastic shards found in human testicles. Study says. This is the hell we're living in, man. May 21st, 2024. Right? This is the hell we're living in. Human testicles contain microplastics and nanoplastics at levels 3 times higher than animal testes and human placentas, a new small study found. These plastics are often nanoscale, typically less than a half a micron in length and may be like 20 to 200 nanometers in width, said toxicologist Matthew Campen. They look like little shards, tiny broken bits from very, very old plastic. So this is, look, man, we're living in hell. All right, you got to worry about parasites, viruses, bacteria. Now you got to worry about microplastics. All right, this place is hell. Such minuscule particles can invade individual cells and tissues in major organs, experts say, interrupting cellular processes and potentially depositing endocrine disrupting chemicals, which endocrine is your hormonal system. So this is disrupting your hormonal system, right? As bisophenols, phthalates, flame retardants, all these chemicals, man, heavy metals. It says endocrine disruptors interfere with the human reproductive system, leading to genital and reproductive malformations, as well as female infertility, and a decline in sperm count, according to the Endocrine Society. Right? So this is Revelation 11 and 18, and the nations were angry, and that wrath has come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, right? Which is these other nations, because they're dead to their true identity. They're dead in their spirit. and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. In the NLT, it says, the nations were filled with wrath, but now the time of your wrath has come. It is the time to judge the dead and reward your servants, the prophets, as well as your holy people. Who's that? Uh, um, Revelation 7 and 4 and 6. Right? It says, and all, Salakia, not Revelation, Deuteronomy, Salakia, Deuteronomy 7. And all who fear your name, from the least to the greatest. It is time to destroy all who have caused destruction on the earth. We know this earth is jacked up. This earth is upside down, man. Right? This earth is really upside down. Isaiah 24 and 1, behold, the Lord Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as, actually, let me skip down to verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Right? In the NLT, verse 4, the earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither, even the greatest people on earth waste away. The earth suffers for the sins of its people. You know, you can look at the earth right now and see what kind of state it's in. The Most High is not pleased with what's happening on the earth. Right? You can clearly see the state of the earth, the state of people, the state of nations. Everything's on fire, right? So it says the earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted the Most High's instructions, violated his laws, and broken his everlasting covenant. Right? Let me just look up this word defiled. The word is khanap, which means to be profaned, be defiled, be polluted, be corrupt, to be profane, be godless. This is the state of the earth, clearly. You know. Now let's go back, and this is what I typed in: microplastics dangers. Microplastics have been detected in foods consumed by humans or in the air. Therefore, they may affect human health through food consumption or inhalation. Ingested or inhaled microplastics may accumulate in the body and trigger an immune response or cause local particle toxicity. Are microplastics harmful to humans? These are different questions that I checked off where I clicked on, right? You just click on here. A recent study suggests the presence of microplastics may increase the risk of heart attack and other cardiovascular problems among people with heart disease, but even healthy people, right? They're just trying to play it off. Like, if you're already messed up, yeah, microplastics will mess you up more. But if you're healthy, you'll be fine. Well, even the so-called healthy people, you know, your lungs are fine, your cardiovascular is fine, right? Your liver's good, kidneys working good. But all these microplastics do is accumulate in the body, and what you're gonna find out is they do not get excreted naturally. You need to take certain things. You need to look into what to take. All right, they don't flush out your body, man. They actually go inside the cell, inside the tissue, inside the organ. So they're gonna mess up a healthy person and deteriorate their health. What are the risks of microplastics in food? Persistent exposure to microplastics in the gut is toxic to immune cells, causing dysbiosis, which is a fancy word, just means a disbalance, right? In the gut primarily, right? With the you have the good bacteria, right? You have the good probiotics, and obviously you have bad bacteria every day from food or the air, right? A disruption to the gut microbiota and leading to an overgrowth of bad bacteria. have microplastics kill people or humans. People who had tiny plastic particles lodged in a key blood vessel were likely to experience heart attack, stroke, or death during a 3 year study. Right? Can you really avoid microplastics? The tricky thing is that microplastics and nanoplastics are impossible to avoid, no matter how diligent you are. They're in the air we breathe, our drinking water, and our food. But scientists aren't sure. This is the BS, obviously. I'm not even going to read that dumb shit. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to downplay it and not cause a panic to the sheeple, which you sheeple, you don't care anyway. You're too occupied in your everyday vanity, you know? But check this out. What food has the most microplastics? Apples and carrots. This man has to go, man. This man is destroying the earth, all right, with his GMOs, with his chemtrails, with his uh, forever chemicals. Now it's microplastics, and the plastics is a petroleum byproduct. All right, brought to you by mainly the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, at the turn of the century, right? And from then on, you can just type in petroleum byproducts. How many petrol-based products are there? And I believe there's thousands, not even hundreds. There's thousands. You're talking about plastic, man, and plastic is not it's not biodegradable. It takes a long time for that to degrade, right? So it says apples and carrots were the most contaminated fruit and vegetable, respectively, with over 100,000 microplastics per gram, right? The smallest particles were found in carrots, while the largest pieces of plastic were found in lettuce, which was also the least contaminated vegetable, right? So one way actually to get rid of it is you can research this yourself is something that Benjamin uses, right? It's called okra, right? OKRA, and that'll actually flush your body, detox your body of nanoparticles, right? But you gotta do your research, your due diligence into that. They're not gonna really tell you here. They're just telling you avoid this, avoid that. But we read up here. It said no matter how diligent you are, you cannot miss it, because at the end of the day, man, you go outside, you're breathing it, and you're breathing nanoparticles of barium oxide, of shredded metals, different chemicals. You don't know what the hell you're breathing in. This place is defiled, man. So anyway, with that, I just wanted to bring that up. Kal halayim la Yahweh ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ba'ashem Rachak Kudash Shalom to the elect.